New Orleans Saints head coach Sean Payton has stepped down. So Drew Brees retired, and then a year later, the coach also left in New Orleans. And Sean Payton, in my opinion, is probably going to do TV for a year or two and kind of just, take some time off, relax, bide his time, and eventually kind of look around at what jobs are available. Who has a quarterback I want to work with? Where do I want to go? I'd love to see Sean Payton work with like Derek Carr. That'd be really fun. I don't know. He's not going to coach immediately. That's pretty clear. He's going to take a little bit of downtime. And I got to say, I really respect Sean Payton for leaving. A lot of people don't know when to walk away, and you have to know when to leave. In my opinion, Sean Payton has taken the train as far as it goes in New Orleans. Like when the horse dies, you got to get off. And I mean, I do wonder, like, a little bit, if Taysom Hill had been a better quarterback, would that have kept Sean Payton around? I don't know. They tried multiple times to replace Drew Brees. Jameis Winston got hurt. Taysom Hill was hopefully the guy. He never really impressed me. But now New Orleans is left in a crater, basically, where they got no coach, no quarterback. It's also a little bit late in the game to be hiring a coach. Like, ideally, it would have been great for Sean Payton to tell ownership, 2 weeks ago that he's leaving. So now it's a total rebuild in New Orleans. And, I don't think anyone should ever have anything bad to say about Sean Payton and what he did in New Orleans. Because, in fact, I think some people, if you're like 20 years old, then your entire existence, like, aware of New Orleans, they've been a good football team. I think some people don't even realize how drastically and dramatically Sean Payton changed the Saints organization. What he did was amazing. In 16 years, he went 152-89. 9 winning seasons. And the way I define a winning season, I think 8-8 to some people counts as a winning year. I don't count that. If you win more games than you lose, that's a winning season to me. 8-8 don't cut it for me. And before him in the history of the team, since 1967, the Saints only won more than 8 games 7 times. Under Sean Payton, they did it 9 times. He did it more times in 16 years than the organization had done in all the years they'd operated before that. And the Saints had only won 1 playoff game as a franchise before Sean Payton. Hey, Sean Payton won 9 playoff games and a Super Bowl. He took the bottom barrel worst team in the NFL and turned them around. By the way, at a time when Hurricane Katrina had destroyed their city, he took the job on and made it happen there. I mean, before Sean Payton got there, think of the way we look at the Detroit Lions or the Jets are bad, but they've had some success recently, right? Like, there's not a lot of teams. Maybe the only one you can compare it to is the Houston Texans, who have truly been awful. Like, the Houston Texans have never even been to a AFC championship game. Like, they're awful. But they're also relatively new. I mean, the Saints were the worst team in the NFL for years and years and years, and you can't actually quantify how embarrassing and bad they were. Sean Payton changed that. How many people have we seen take their first, this was Sean Payton's first ever head coaching job. When you see a coach go to the Jets, the Lions, the Texans, you go, oh, poor guy, right? No, Sean Payton's the guy who actually made it work. He was the offensive coordinator in Dallas. Then he got hired in 2006 to be the head coach and killed it. So I got nothing but admiration and respect for Sean Payton, what he's doing there. It's awesome. And now a lot of people will say, oh, maybe he will go to Dallas. Remember, he's got history there. He coached there once upon a time. I remember he was livid when they didn't hire him to be the head coach. In my opinion, Sean Payton is too strong-willed to be the head coach in Dallas. He doesn't want to be micromanaged by Jerry Jones, the owner, and fight for control. So I don't see Sean Payton going to the Cowboys to be their head coach. It's a possibility. Maybe when Jerry Jones is old and feeble and ready to relinquish control, but certainly not now. Well, Jerry Jones has an iron strong grip on everything that happens in that organization. But I'm excited. I think at some point we're going to see Sean Payton come back to coaching. He's going to take a year or two off, relax, do his thing. But he is a really, really good quarterback coach. And I want to see him work with a guy like Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert would be amazing, right? I want to see Sean Payton with another legendary quarterback like he had with Drew Brees. And remember, he helped develop Drew Brees too. It wasn't like Drew Brees was amazing when he got to New Orleans. Like they built each other together. So, he did 1 year without Drew Brees, said, I'm good, I'm out. And I want to see Sean Payton with a truly great quarterback. That would be so much fun to me. And I don't know. I think in a year or two, we're going to get a fun little present there. And whether he gets traded or eventually his contract will expire, I don't know. But I am excited for the day that Sean Payton does, I think pretty clearly eventually return to coaching in the NFL.